Hi guys, welcome back to Too Many Hobbies. As you see here, I got Paths to Hell on the table here, and I thought I'd take a chance to actually go through a little bit of a battle report here, how the game flows, how things go on, and kind of show you at the same time some of the rules and how this game works. Alright, we're actually in turn 3 on this. The Germans originally were holding the town here, as you see. And the Americans were coming from the north end of the table there, in through the forest, moving into the town, and not knowing what was here. The Germans got a slightly larger army than the Americans, which always makes it interesting. I am playing this solo, so it'll demonstrate how this is done solo. And like I said, I'm just going to go over some of the rules and actually what's going on. Alright, the first thing we're going to roll off. Each army gets a D6, going to roll off. The Americans have won 5-3. So in turn 3, the Americans now have the initiative. So the first thing we're going to do is pick a unit and decide what we're going to do with the unit. I think I'm going to use this Firefly here and move him forward a little bit. So you're going to take a morale test. He's currently an 8 right now in his morale. So anything 8 and lower. I rolled a 6, so he gets to take an action. I'm going to advance him so he can move and then shoot. 2 dice rolls, tells you the distance. I got 6 inches. Right about there. I'm going to shoot at this half track sitting over there. That Sherman is temporarily, or currently right now, he's at full strength. I'm actually going to shoot the main guns at that half track. I'm going to measure the distance. I'm shooting AP. This is all going to be in PDF files, guys. 18 inches. It's going to be a, excuse me, a 3+ normally, but I moved. So it goes to 4, and he's got some, he's obscured there and got some cover. So it's going to be 5s, guys. I got 2 hits. He's got a firepower 7. So we need to roll 3, guys. Got 2 hits, so that'd be 4 dice. Each main tank, you gotta remember the tank's actually representing 3 tanks. There was 2 hits. So each hit on the tank, or from the tank, is actually 2 shots. We need to get a 3 and a 3. That track's actually annihilated. We're blowing that apart. All done. And so now what we do, I always use these nice little dice here. Because if I wanted to, I could use that unit again and move it, or I come back later and move it, as long as I don't fail on a morale test, or initiation, or a motivation test, a morale test, whatever you like to call it. I can keep using this unit. So I think I'm going to stop there with the tank, that tank anyway. I think I'm going to take a test with this infantry team here. I want to get these right over here. I got a Panzerfaust unit sitting there, so let's see if I can get some morale. Oh, just rolled an 11 with the 2 dice, guys. Just like that, battle swinging. I fail with that infantry unit. So that infantry unit for this turn is done. And now it swings right to the German side. I think I'm going to try to, don't want to move that. I think I want to try to get some of my armor up here on the German side. See if we can start pushing right through that center. See if they pass the morale test. They do. I roll a 4. I was moving this Panzer here, I'm thinking. Now, for movement, I roll. If you want to move, then shoot, you're going to roll 2 dice. 2 dice would tell you your distance that you can move. This is going to represent during the game, you know, if the tank is overcautious, the crew themselves are creeping, they're scared, you know, they've been shot at. This is going to represent all the things, you know, that happen on the battlefield with these rolls. So depending on the roll, you know, like I could end up rolling only 3 inches, you know, it's going to represent them being overly cautious and taking their time moving up, what actually happens in a real battle. Or I can roll 3 dice, and they're only going to be able, with this action, they're going to just be able, it's like a tactical move, where they're moving, or they're like running, or they're, you know, a full sprint on the field trying to get up close as fast as they can. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go a tactical move. I want to get them up on the other side of that wall, kind of pull down that Sherman. I rolled 3 dice and I got 9 inches, guys. Take it out from the front of the vehicle, up. Perfect. There. Now what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to go again with that unit. Now they've already taken an action. So from 8, and now I need a 7 or lower for the morale or the motivation check. I actually roll a 7. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to roll 2 dice this time, try to get up to the corner of that wall. I rolled an 8, which should be plenty. You don't have to take the full move. Yep, totally. It's going to get me up to the corner of this wall here, where now I have that Sherman in my line of sight. I'm going to check the AP now. The AP chart. Tanks shoot a little bit different than infantry. When we get the infantry, I'll show you. And we're looking at about roughly 19 inches on an AP. I believe that is a 3. That's correct, but he moved. That's going to be a 4, guys. And I rolled, oh, gotta roll one more. I got 1 hit out of that. Like I said, that's representing 3 tanks, so I get 3 shots. And the Panzer, it's gonna be an 8. All right, so on 2 dice, with 1 shot, I need a total of 5. And I get a 7, guys. So that would be a hit on that Sherman here. One of them's going up in smoke. A Tommy cooker. Now, anytime that a unit gets hit, especially armor like that, you know, when 3 tanks are sitting there and they see the one go up in smoke, depending on how good the crew is, they could freeze. They're going to fall back. They're going to hold their ground, go for it. You know, so at this time when the tank takes a hit, you're going to roll their morale, right, which is an 8. I roll a 7, so that tank's going to sit there. Now, they just got hit. They passed their morale. Now, they're going to try to say, you know, most likely a unit ain't going to sit there and go, okay, yeah, just keep shooting at me. And that's kind of like one of the things in the miniature war game when you're just sitting there, you're taking it. That's not really how it happens. It kind of drives me nuts when I play the game. But this is where Paths to Hell rule set kind of changes a little bit. Now, why would that tank just sit there? They just passed their morale, so they're ready to do something. Now, yes, they just got fired at, but this tank is hidden behind a wall. Not always do you know where a round's coming from. So to simulate this, there's an observation test. It's always going to be a 3 or higher. They roll a 5. So there's these 2 Shermans just saw where these Panzers just shot at it from. So now, these tanks, they're going to need a 3. They haven't moved. So it's going to be a 3. He is obscured there. So it's going to go to a 4. So the other 2 tanks are now going to return fire. They both return fire. It's a 4 and a 5. Let me go to the chart again here. Okay, both of those, according to the chart there, what you take is, there's a penetration value that every piece of equipment's going to have. That's going to be a free PDF file. Very easy to read, quick reference. I have it all written out right now. for the stuff that I have. I haven't done anything yet, but I'm working on it. You're going to have your AP. Now you have there's a chart for a line of sight, like a direct fire, armor piercing, right? So there's a distance that you first have to roll to get a hit. Then after you get a hit and you make one of those hits, you want to see if you penetrated this armor or not. So there's another chart tells you what the front, obviously we're hitting the front of the Panzer there. And with the distance, you know, the longer the distance, the less penetrating power you have from around, right? So there's set values. So now we need to get a 6 from these two hits. I roll 4 dice. And both hits hit. Now that's taking out that Panzer. It's actually knocked them, there's 2 hits, my bad. They go from being large and in charge of the battlefield just like that in real battle as it swings. Now that Panzer went from a full strength unit down to 1. And they're hit. When they're hit, oh, I forgot to do that on the Sherman there too. Thinking about way too many things at once here and trying to talk. But that would be calculated in, right? So now these guys need to do a morale check. They just watched 2 of their buddies get cooked inside their tanks there, right? So they're normally an 8. They got a pin marker, so now they need a 7 or better. They do better. So they stay. They're holding their ground. But just like before, now this is a good option that they shot, I shot. The other team, now most likely that team would return fire too as well, right? They're not just going to sit there and sit there. So they just passed their motivation. They're hanging in there. They got the motivation to do something, or initiative. Let's see if they see that other Sherman that was shooting at them. Yes, they do. But the same thing, the other Sherman does too. Because they both were gone, right, guys? So let's see if they pass a motivation, like see if these guys want to survive. And they do. They roll a 7. So now both of these units, obviously they've seen them before. Now both of these units are going to go shoot at each other, right? It's like the Wild West out there. They're doing their paces and they're turning around. They're both trying to reload. They're getting that ammunition in there, getting the barrel on a sight on target. And they're both trying to beat each other, right? Like last moments. Here they go. You take 2 dice, 1 for each, right? Whoever rolls higher gets that round off. The Americans rolled higher, so they beat the German crew reloading that main gun to get it fired off. Now we know those Americans need a 4, right? They roll a 4. Lucky day. They need a 6 to penetrate that. They hit it, but they need a penetration, right? Let's see what the penetration is. They do. They eliminated that German tank. And just like that, guys, crew too slow, reloading the tank. That's how it would go. And I feel in this system here, and actually playing solo, if you're honest with yourself and the rolls, you're actually getting a simulation of what actually happens on a battlefield. These are all kind of like real life scenarios, right? Just because they're not sitting there waiting. You know, the crews are trying to survive. But there you go. Boom. Now, the Americans won there, and they also went 3 times, right? So now, passing their morale. So now they've taken 3 actions, right? The Americans have swung back and have kept the initiation currently, or the initiative to keep this battle rolling, right? So now, for me to reuse this tank again, I would need a 5 or lower on 2 dice to get an action going. But you know what? Right now, we're actually kind of holding up pretty good, right? So I think I'm going to back off of this tank here. I could try to activate the commander here. Anything within 12 inches of the commander, if he passes, he can automatically, like a snap 2, like in bolt action, he doesn't have to take morale test. He'll make that tank do, but the action will then go to, for his actions that he's taking, it actually goes to 4. But I don't think I want to move him up. Actually, you know, I'll do that to kind of show you how that works. Let me get a tape measure here, because if I do pass with this commander, yeah, he's out. All right, like I said, the commander needs a 9 or less. Oh my God, you got to be kidding me. Well, the commander just ain't paying attention, and he just rolled a 10. So just like that, not everything always happens. Breakdown in communication. Commander doesn't know what the heck's going on. Just saw 2 Sherman go up in smoke. You know, crew says, screw you, I ain't moving. We're sitting here for a moment. But that's kind of what that morale motivation test, whatever how you want to perceive it, is how it goes there. All right, next thing now, the swing, the initiative, because the Americans failed, is swung back to the Germans here. We got to get something going on these Germans. They've been, looked like I got a Panzer up, and just like that, thought he was going to be good behind a wall, and the American boys there were all over it. Let's see, that tank's totally in the way of the Pak 38 there. Would have been a nice shot across the board. I actually got some infantry up over here, the Germans, I think, with an American squad that's actually pinned over here. From last time, they didn't rally it off. So let me see if I can get this squad an 8 or less. They're half power right now. Yep, they rolled a 5. So I think I just is going to... Now they're at half strength there. They're normally 6. They're down to a 3. So they get 3 dice to represent that platoon because they've been beat up a little bit. So you're not throwing as many dice. It's a 3. They didn't move. It's under 12. So that hit's going to go down to 2, guys. I think the American squad just maybe going to sit there. You know what? They're both looking at each other. This is another good time. Let's see if the Germans... the Americans have the motivation. Actually, and they fail the motivation check. So they ain't paying attention that the German squad's right over there on the side. I was going to see if I could steal, so they didn't. They failed. So this is the bad part. What happens when you try to steal motivation or initiative, that platoon ain't paying attention, they go down. They're done. They're done till the end of the turn. When everyone's gone and you go into the next phase. Anyway, back to the platoon over there. They got 3 hits on 2s. They get 3 hits. And kills on 4s. They got 1 kill. So now, that American platoon already had a pin on it. They go to 2. They're down to 4. There's the 4, 2 pin markers. Strength 4 to 3. And got to take another morale test here to see if they stay or fall back. If they were under half strength and they would fail the morale check, they would run off the board. If they fail and they're over half strength, you roll 2 dice to see the distance that they were pushed back to. They roll a 6, which passes their morale. So they hold and they stay. Like I said, if they were under half strength and they failed, that unit would be eliminated. They would fall back and retreat and keep running. If they're over half strength, they would have failed that morale check. They would have rolled 2 dice, and that's the distance that they would actually fall back to, like they're like trying to regroup. All right. So the Germans went. They already went one time. 8. I need a 7. I think I'm going to try to pound this platoon over here, they passed their morale check again with a 3. I know it's 3 shots. It's 2s. That American squad can't do anything because it failed that when they tried to steal the initiative, so they got to sit there and just take it. And we roll 3 dice. Whoa. Got 3 hits. Kills on 4s. I got 2 kills. So now they've taken 2 kills. The strength of this platoon is 2 from 6, which is under half strength. They need to take another morale test with 2 pin markers. So that's going to be a 6 or less. And they actually roll a 6. So they're still going to stay, guys. They're holding there in the battle. It's like the lost platoon in We Were Soldiers, just holding their grounds. I think I'm going to try to go one more time to try to bang on that platoon. Or should I move something else? And this is kind of the part in the game. When you're in command or you have the initiative, you need to be real careful and really think out everything that you're doing. Because you got other units waiting for orders or to move up, or they're not moving, or they're holding. And it's kind of to simulate the actions really on the battle. Not everyone's running around crazy. A lot of times, the unit will sit there and wait for you. It's safe here and I'm under cover and I'm not putting my face out and catch a bullet. So this is this part of how it represents the activities on a real battlefield. Now, they've gone twice and I've beaten up that platoon pretty good. And they can't do anything. So I'm going to put a dice down. Now, if I wanted to later, I could come back if I pass morale test and use that unit again. But I think I want to try to move up my left side here a little bit. I got another Panzer sitting down right here. I think I want to move him up. Pretty much for the most part of the game, down in the back here, you see all the Americans that really haven't been wanting to move. But, all right, let's go after this Panzer. Do a morale check. 8 or less. I rolled a 3. That Panzer gets to move. I'm going to take 3 dice and see if I can get this Panzer to move up. Stay up behind that wall. I rolled a 9, 10. I got 11 inches of movement. I think. Yep, right in front of those guys. I think I'm going to move them up right there. That's where they get the move. Platoon still full strength. They went once. You know what? I might. All these Germans here in the center from the prior turn, I put them on like an ambush with the captain on the other side of the building there. I think what I'm going to do, I think I got a shot. I do. I got a shot. I'm just going to turn that a little bit, or the turret. But I don't know if you guys can see that on there the way I got the video. Let's see if I can point to it. There's a Sherman right up there. And I think with that Panzer there, I just move. I'm going to try to pass another motivation test. And let's see. I needed, nope, I failed. I rolled an 8. Already went once, so I needed a 7. And just like that, those tanks got their heads up their asses. And that's that. So that platoon's done. And the initiative just swung to the Americans, just like that. But now, of course, now these guys are pinned pretty heavy back here. So is this platoon. But I think I got another tank here. This tank's beat up. They got 3 pins on them, so to pass the morale test is going to be kind of difficult. Last time they fell back at the end of the rally phase, at the end when everyone's gone on a turn. What I think I'm going to do is try to activate this Sherman here. They got no pins. They're full strength. You're going to need an 8 to pass. And of course, I rolled a 9. So, that tank sitting there, bunch of duds. Didn't pass. It got no motivation or morale at all to push this battle forward. They fail. Just like that, swings back to the Germans. See if the Germans can actually make something happen now. I got another platoon over here that's really beat up as well. They're about ready to leave the battle. They've fallen back twice now from round 1 to 2. And they just keep falling back. They were actually way up in this building right here, and another platoon over there that was killed. That left side there, they actually pushed hard on them. Collapsed on the left side there. I don't know. Let's see, what can I do? What can I do? There's no way. I think they're half strength, but they got like 4 pins on them, and I can't get them. I need to roll 2 dice, 4 or less, to even get them to do anything. And then I could do another. I'd get them to be motivated. I could do a rally check on them, see if they pass another test, and then roll a dice to see how many pins that come off. But that's probably damn near impossible. That platoon has had enough for the day, pretty much as we are right now. I think too long of a shot for the Panzerfaust here unit, but I think I'm going to try to activate them. Oh my God, double 6s. They fail. What I was going to do is try to activate these guys and get them to run and get some cover and get up closer to these tanks and push up the center, but I just can't seem to get anything going. Can't get these guys to push. All right, back to the Americans. Let's see. I still got this tank, but he's got 3 actions already on him, so I'm going to need a 5 or less to get him to do anything. Got an American squad here. Infantry squad, they're just sitting there. That tank failed, that tank failed. You know, I'm going to try to get, I guess my only option that's left is I'm going to try to get this Sherman platoon. They got a 3 over here. I need a 5 or less. And they roll a 7. So much for that idea. Swings right back to the Germans. These guys are really stalemating and bogging down here with each other. Back to the Germans. I think I'm going to try to activate this gun here. I need a morale check of 8 or less. Oh my God, they hit an 8. I'm going to roll a dice. Guns that aren't towed, that are pushed. It's a light gun. The crew's going to get 1 dice. They move 2 inches. And my idea is, I got them set up in the street here now. They're full strength. They already went once. But I'm going to try to hit that Sherman. There's a Sherman way over there, but the problem is I got a crew right in the way. So let's see if I can, I'm going to shoot my guys right in the back of the head. And that's some of the things on these units, guys. Of course, you can't fire straight through one of your units sitting right in front of another one of your units. That'll be fratricide, guys. Let's see if I can pass another morale test maybe, and then push up. You know what? I'm going to hold off on that unit. I think what I'm going to do, my Germans here have sat long enough sitting here in ambush. I think I'm going to try to push them up to the center of the town there to really push on the center. So let's see if they pass morale test. They do. I get a 7. They're full strength, nothing is on them. They were in ambush, so because of that, I'm not ambushing. I'm going to lose that marker. I'm going to take 2 dice. Infantry only get 2. To see, oh, but nice, I roll a double 6. Not lying, double 6. So they get 12 inches, and it's kind of working out what I wanted to do. From there to there. Get it right up here to the middle of the road. I'm going to move them up. Right there. And they've taken one. I think what I'm going to try to do, I'm going to try to beat up on that. They do see that some of that platoon there in the street, they're obscured a little bit, which is going to affect their shooting. But let's see if I can pass another morale test. So it was 8s, I moved once, so now it's 7s. Need a 7 or less. I roll a 5. Awesome. So let's see, what can I do? I think I'm just going to stay right there. I think I'm just going to open fire. They're full strength. They are less than 12. Or less than 16. So 3s are going to become 2s. That unit's obscured back to 3s. So that unit's full strength. It's going to have 6 dice. And here we go. Hits on 3s. And we ended up with 4 hits. 4 hits, kills on 4s, guys. And 1 death. The unit becomes pinned with a pin marker. And their strength goes down to 5. Making things a little, took away some of their firepower. They go on twice. You know, I think I'm going to try to push up this other platoon of infantry. And I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to start taking the battle to these guys. This platoon's gone twice. I could always go back. Or, once everything is at least moved once, I can also, if I end the turn, the other side is all move their stuff at least once. We can end the phase and go into a next turn. What I think I'm going to do right now is move this other platoon right there. Let's see if they pass morale. 8 or less. Damn it. Roll the 10. Like I said, I get stuff going. You never know what you're going to get. And like that, it just petered out. Now, just like that, initiative has swung to the Americans. I'm going to come down here, see what I got left and what's going on. I got an infantry platoon here. They're pushing up. I got really nothing right there. I got a support company here, machine guns. I think maybe I can push those guys up. But they'd have to get enough to get up and not behind that unit. So they're shooting their own boys in the ass. You know what? Actually, this is what I'm going to do. I got an infantry unit here. Got line of sight on those guys right there. See if they pass. And I roll a 6 and a 5. And just like that, the Americans are like, I don't want to play today. We're holding right here. Holding fast. So back to the Germans. I'm going to take a morale test with the commander there. See if he passes. He rolls a 7, which he does. Now, he has these 3 units all within his 12-inch command radius. And he's going to make all these boys move. They automatically pass. There's no morale test because the commander passed. So, that commander now, with this Panzerfaust, or a Panzerschreck unit, I'm actually think I'm going to roll 2 dice and get them to move. That's 4 inches. Let's see where they get. Wow, not far. They're going to get up on the other side here. They're coming up, putting a thread on them. You know, that's an automatic because the commander passed, guys. These actions don't count for that unit because they're being influenced by the commander. That's what makes the commander so important, if you keep them in the right range to make these guys do stuff. The next infantry unit is going to move another 4 inches. So they're going to come off ambush. They're going to hop. They're full strength. And now let's see how far the commander rolls or moves. 2 dice. He moves 10. From there. Okay, he's going to come up to just about there. He comes off ambush. But see, he can't command this unit here. I just want to bring this up. He can't command this platoon because this platoon's already failed their thing, their motivation or their initiative roll for this round. So even though the commander's there, they've already failed. They're done. So this is why you got to think out all and plan everything of what you're doing, guys. All right, so the commander went already once. So he activated. I think I'm going to hop onto this next platoon here. I think I'm going to try to get them up to hit this platoon on the side. They roll a 4, so they pass. See how far they go. 9 inches. I think that's going to be just about perfect. I got these guys up. 9 inches. They went once. I need a 7 or less. I want to see if they shoot on this platoon. They roll a 7 exactly. So now they're going to open up fire on this American platoon sitting here. They pass. 6 shots, full strength. Becomes 4 guys because of the distance. They get 2 hits. That unit automatically gets a pin. And they're already done, guys, so they can't even say, oh crap, these guys just hopped out around the corner and see if we can return fire. They're actually done for this turn. I got 2 hits, kills on 4s. And that is 2 killed. So now their strength is 4. They've been hit. They've taken casualties. Need to take a morale test, see if they, but they're over half strength. So I'm going to roll. They actually pass the morale test. They're just going to stay there. But say if they didn't, because they're over half strength, they wouldn't leave the battle for good. You would roll 2 dice and check the distance, and that's how far they would fall back. Because they're taking a beating, but to represent the platoon still in good fighting order. Just they're taking some bang bangs on them. Need some band-aids, and they're backing up and regrouping. All right, so they did that. That's the second move, second fire. This could get ugly in here. I'm going to try to go one more time with those. I need a 6 or less. And I rolled a 7. So now these guys are done. And onto the American side. I think before I was going to try to do a morale test on these guys to see how far they move. They roll a 5. I roll 2 dice to see how far they roll or move. They move 6 inches. Six inches is going to get me up to the corner. of this building. Now they got this infantry squad sitting right in front of them, guys. I'm going to try to pass another morale test, which I do with a 4, and I'm going to try to run again with these guys. They get 8 inches this time. And this is simulating everyone jockeying and moving around in position to get into position on the board, guys. You know, just because you say, you know, fire or come up over here, doesn't always instantly happen. I hope you see that simulation in this game. But they go on twice. Now I need a 6 or less. Let's see if I'm going to push my luck, because I'd like to open up with these guys on that platoon. If I would have rolled 1 dice, they would have been on the move and then shoot. But I rolled 2 because I wanted to get them up in the thing, and they roll a 7. So they're done, guys, for this turn. Gonna get a little red chip here. I use these poker chips, or little token chip, whatever you want to call them, so I know what's going on there. I know that that platoon is done with all their activations for this turn. Back to the Germans now, because they failed. I can't really. Well, I can try to reactivate this platoon again. They already had 2 actions done on them, so I need a 6 or less. I think that's about the only thing I can really do. And they fail with a 9. Back to the Americans. They're done. Back to the American side. I got this Sherman here with 3 moves. I mean, that could really do something. I got a few platoons over there, but I can always, there's no threat going on that way, really, right now. So let's see if this tank does it. Tank rolls an 8. They're down. Back to the other side. German initiative. I got a half track over there. Got some MGs on the front of them. I think I'm going to try to move up on the right side there. Right there. Let's see if they pass. No, they don't. They rolled high. They rolled a 9. They needed an 8. They decided they don't want to play. And we're coming to the end here of a turn. Back to the Americans. There's a platoon back there. Americans are going to try to roll them. 6. So they pass. I'm going to roll 2 dice. See the distance. 4 inches. Right there. Now these guys are obscured. They got a wall. See if they can pass another morale test. So they do. They roll a 5. See how many inches they go. 7. And that's going to get them right up there. 7. They've gone twice, so they need a 6 or less on their morale to keep going. And they roll a 7. So that platoon is done. Back to the Germans. I got a squad here. They already have 2 actions on them, so they need a 6 or less. Oop. Got a 1. And of course I rolled a 6. So that platoon is done. Back to the American side. Another platoon here, see if they'll even activate. Yep. Let's move them. 3 inches. That's about 3. See if I can activate them again. I do. I rolled a 5. They're actually a mortar team. They got 3 tubes, HE. Again, there's another chart, distance. I gotta measure the distance out. And I think I'm gonna drop some mortars on these guys. Actually, these guys right here. Main threat. And they are 20 inches. They're actually 21 inches with the mortars. They actually have to be 20 inches away, guys, or they go to hand or to their small weapons. You're gonna roll 3 dice, see what I get. On the HE chart at 20 inches, I need a 3+. I hit a 5, so 1 hits. On the HE with 1 hit, you get the strength of that tube is 4 dice for that 1 hit. And it's 1 hit with 4 on HE. Oh, it's they need a 4 with that tube. They get 4 dice hitting on 4 pluses. And they get 2 hits. 2 hits for a hard kill. Or actually, my bad. They had 2 kills. That's how the artillery works. I messed that up. So they have 2 kills. They already rolled a hit. They hit, and they want to see how much damage they do. So they killed 2 guys. And now this team's got to take a morale test. Now they already have, they got a pin, so it's from 8 to 7. See if they stay. And they rolled a 7, guys. Exactly a 7. But this platoon is sitting right there, not going anywhere. Pinned and hit. That ambush marker comes off because they're pinned now. They lose that. And now I can see if I can go again with those guys. They need 7, nope, 6 or less. They moved, then shot. And they rolled a 9, so they're done. Now they're done. I got some squads up here that could activate still. I got the commander over there. I could try to activate the commander to activate himself and the Panzerschreck team there. So he's going to need an 8. He rolls a 4, which he does. Infantry automatically moves there. They're going to move 4, and the commander is going to move 6. Now I got this Panzerschreck team. There's a crack over here in the wall, guys. They're in place, and I said the commander moves 6. But I think I'm just going to keep him close by. Yep, I'm just going to move him up to here. Keeping him in command of these guys. For the next turn, they'll have the Panzer, this platoon, Panzerschreck team, this platoon. That might be a good thing. So I was saying, really in this game, you got to really think everything out, guys. Let's see if that Panzerschreck team now will go. They rolled an 8, which is exactly their morale. I got to move this commander's going twice now. They rolled an 8. They are not in range. Just out of range. 16 inches, guys, just out. Let's see if I can activate them again. Nope, they failed. They rolled an 8. They needed a 7. They're done. Back to the American side. These Americans got a bazooka team sitting over there. See if they want to get in the battle. So this is like turn 3. I think they've moved a total of like 4 inches. Alright, they passed morale. I'm going to run these guys up, see where they go. At 3 inches. Man, these guys just don't want to play. Keeping in mind, I want to keep them all out of the way of everything. There, they went once. Everything's pretty much done on the American side. See if they pass this morale test. They do. See if I can move them again. They go 4 inches this time. They're getting there. They're getting there. Slow but steady. They've gone twice now. Americans still have the initiative. They haven't failed anything, so let's see if they go again. And they fail this time. So, just like that, back to the Germans. They're done. Looks like pretty much everyone is done this turn. I got 3 units. Let's see if we can activate these guys. They fail. This platoon with 4. They need a 4 or less. They run an 11. They're done. Actually, they fail the morale, and they already have a bail because they failed so many times. I get to roll another dice. 12 inches back this time. They're falling all the way back here into the field. I know you guys can't see those, but they failed. They're done. They're done. All the Americans have moved and done, so the initiative still stays on the Germans because every unit on that side has gone. And all I got is this gun left, which I don't think I can do much, but let's see what we can do. And they rolled an 11, so they fail. So now at this point, everybody has gone. Everyone has moved, and this would conclude a turn phase and paths to hell. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you enjoyed it. Any comments, any ideas, we'd greatly appreciate it. Comment below, let me know. Hit that thumbs up, the like, subscribe, follow it. We've been working hard on this game. Like I said, I've been really toying with this for at least 2 years now. I kind of think I've stumbled upon a good way to play this game. But anyway, that's where we're at. I'll do another video at the end of the movement and fighting phase that we just did. Would be you get a free rally phase to check the condition of the units before you actually go into the next turn. And I'll make another video on that because this one's gotten kind of long on the turn with me explaining everything and showing everything. I'll do another video on after the movement and firefight or fighting phase about the rally phase. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget, hit that like button, subscribe, comment below, let me know what you think, and thanks for watching Too Many Hobbies. I'll see you guys next time.